Happy Sunday, everyone. This is your girl, Maryland Monroe, with the Culture Klub Conversation, located on all platforms, but mainly on YouTube. So I am back again for another showcase of another amazing sister. And I'm super excited. This sister was actually referred. It actually was a first referral by Miss Green. She was super amazing to reach out to me, and she felt so compelled to share her friend with me so that we can in turn again share her with the world, because she's already been with the world for a while. She is a CEO. She's an author. She is so many things, so many great things. A motivational speaker, and I know she is, because right before we got live, she was motivational speaking to me. So I would love to introduce from one tie to another to Toshima Adecia.
Tosombra,
Tosombra.
Adecia. Yes.
Sorry, I done
That's
messed up
okay.
the
You know what,
tie.
Ty? That's why I'm like, just Ty. It's totally
Just tie.
fine. Look, I am so happy to be here and so delighted. I have my earrings that my friend Sarah gave me. She gave me these earrings. Y'all saw.
Oh, hold on, everyone. I don't know what happened. Let's see. We'll add it back. Okay,
There it
Ty.
is.
Let's go. I'm
Okay.
sorry. The
No.
earrings, not the earrings.
Yes, yes. So Sarah Green gave me these earrings. She used to work at on Fort Leonard Wood, and she works with the international students, so she was always getting gifts and things of this nature. And so she's like, girl, I got gifted these. I love these, but I think they're going to look so much better on you. And so I
Oh,
am so grateful for friends and for people who see us. So I'm definitely wearing these today, but it is definitely Tosombra. My name means all darkness. So it's like two and then like sombra, which is shade in
yeah.
Spanish, right? But I learned a few years ago that it means all darkness. So I was like, when I learned that, I was like, oh, wasn't this hilarious? This makes sense why my life has been so chaotic. I felt like I've been buried for so long. But, then I had to make peace with it and learn that there's beauty. There's beauty in even that in the dark. So, yeah, but I'm really, really happy to be here. So thank you, Marilyn. I'm excited.
Absolutely. So, and again, God leads in every way, like in
Absolutely.
every way, especially when you're a believer.
Yeah.
So, I typically quote a quote into a poem from the late great Maya Angelou. And ironically enough, after you explained your name, the in looking into all of your great works, the quote that I selected, which just it's amazing how God works. Nothing can dim, and this is a quote from
Oh,
Maya
wow.
Angelou. Nothing can dim the light which shines within, and that's for you. And
Wow.
as you explained your name, and you mentioned like the darkness, you still have obviously the light. You are a light.
Absolutely.
You are a light in which you are sharing that with the world through your books, your journals, your motivational speaking, even your business of being the CEO, in which let's kick that off. Let's talk about your business and what you all do.
Yes, absolutely. So I am really excited. First, thank you for that quote. That is just alignment. That's one of my favorite
Very
things.
much.
So yeah, it's definitely alignment. So I am the CEO and the founder of Crownborn Empire. And my goal with that is I am on a mission to help every woman put down the weight of the world, whatever that is, if they're holding on to old trauma, they're holding on to other people's issues, they're holding on to just so many different things. I want them to put it down and teach them, guide them how to put it down and pick up their crown. Right. And so that's what Crownborn is all about. It's about remembering that you are worth more, that you're already whole and you are not what your scars say, what your wounds say. And so we offer so many wonderful, wonderful different things, but it's all about sovereignty in healing. So it's about reaching that stage. For me, I used to always hear how resilient I was. You ever hear that? People are like,
Yeah.
girl, you are so resilient. Like, oh, you
Yeah.
bounce back. I don't know if that was me. There's no way, because I would have went off, or I would have done this. There's no way. You were just so resilient.
Yeah.
I used to be thinking like, okay, God, like, I get that I have to be resilient, but there's got to be something else other than me being resilient. Like, I get that, but what is next? And so I really started analyzing and really thinking, what makes me so resilient? And
Mm-hmm.
then really sitting and spending time with that. And so what we teach here at Crown Born Empires, we want to take you from resilient to radiant to your sovereign era. Like, we
Mm.
want to teach you how to get that. So I wrote a book. It is called The Value of Your Scars. And this book it's more of like a map, and I'm realizing that it's mapping like our inner world, right? So our inner cosmos. You can tell everybody, you guys, if you can't remember Tosombra, just remember sovereign cosmologist, because I want to help you map your inner world and just really get it all aligned, so that when you are making these decisions, when you are dealing with other people, when you are dealing with your healing, you can be sitting in your little throne, and you
Yeah.
can be making these decisions, not swayed, not moved. You can see all the emotions, see everything, but you know how to see it, name it, and just be with it for that minute, and then make the best decision that's going to be best for you, that healed you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the world. So we've got journals, and we've got freebies. We have a lot, and we're actually going to be officially kicking off on October 1st. So this is perfect timing.
Ooh.
I'm really, really excited.
So share this journal because I love the title. Hey sis, let's see that.
So this journal is out now. It's called Hey Sis. It is a transformational journal for empowered living. You can get it on Amazon right now. Now this, I'll just show you a couple pictures. It's really pretty. Now, if you can't tell behind me, and I like girly things. Okay, I love flowers. I like green plants. I like soft things, and that's also part of it too. Like, so many times we have to be told, like, we have to be strong, got to be this. I'm like, I want to be in my soft sovereign era. Like, that's
Yes.
really where I want to
love
be. And so I'm claiming that and moving in that and aligning with that. But this journal has so much. It's got a manifest letter, there's reflection prop, an area for gratitudes, area for affirmations. Like this one here says, trust your intuition.
Okay.
This journal, I wrote this journal when I was going through a separation. It was a really, really hard time. This was printed back in 2023. So there's 12 different themes. And what happened really, I used to write these Hey Sis posts on my page because I was dealing with so much weight, so much darkness, so much heaviness. There was, I'm a heart attack survivor. There's
Oh,
CPSD. There's, my military trauma. There's so many different things that people are like, oh girl, you're so resilient. And I'm like, I'm really kind of feel like I'm dying here. I'm tired of
I'm,
being resilient.
yes.
But one of the things for me that helped me was my writing. And so I started writing these letters, these just little letters. And I would just start them out with, hey sis, is it okay if I kind of read one to you? Let me see.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. So this one it's hey sis. It says, don't stop at the first sign of fatigue. Don't run away at the first hint of pain. You are made up of the same stuff as the sun. So when you look at things from this perspective, you'll see that these are just minuscule problems in the ground scheme of things. I know it can be tough, sis. The weight of the world may sometimes feel heavy on your shoulders, but remember, you have an inner strength that's like a diamond, resilient, unbreakable, and shining with brilliance. Life challenges may try to chip away at you, but they can't diminish your radiance. You are a gem and you still shine even in moments of darkness. Embrace your inner strength. Allow it to guide you through the storms and lead you to brighter days. Tap into that power within you and you'll find the courage to face anything life throws your way. You are capable of moving mountains. Don't let anyone or anything convince you otherwise. You have the strength to overcome, grow, and evolve into your best version. So stand tall. Rise like a phoenix transformed by the pressure and given new life and strength through the fire. Don't let the hardness of life dull your sparkle. Keep shining, keep growing, and keep believing in yourself. You've got this, sis. And I'm cheering you on every step of the way. Love you. And
Oh,
so I would write these and they would have different themes, and they were more of like love letters to myself, because I would go to sleep kind of so heavy with so much pressure. And so how am I gonna do this? How am I going to take care of two households, with this one income, when we got it, when it was dual income? How am I going to deal with this work, the changes with work? How am I going to get to my higher self? How do I get from the resilient place to the radiance place? How do I get there? And to me, I listen, and the answer to how, y'all ready for this? The answer to how is yes. The answer to how is yes. Meaning, when you get those inspired thoughts, when you start feeling like, oh, I should write this, oh, I should post this, or I should pick up the phone and call my sister. Oh, I should, I don't know, don't make sense, but when I'm walking through the store and this mug has such and such's name on it, and I don't know why, but I just feel a little light in me telling me, whispering just gently, a gentle nudge that says, she would really like that,
mm-hmm.
or he would really appreciate this. And you just say yes. And you just say yes to that inspired thought. And sooner or later, you realize that you're connecting the dots, not just backwards, but you're connecting them forwards. And you can really truly see this is the answer to how. It's learning
Yes.
and trusting your intuition. It's saying yes to those things instead of sitting with fear, instead of sitting and saying, oh gosh, what are people going to say? And I had that. I used to do these videos, and my ex would get on there and he would comment, something, and it would trigger me, right? And so I kind of stopped doing those videos, but then my
Mm,
safe space was always my writing. I've always been a writer, always been a writer. And so I just wrote, but I wanted to write in a way that reflected and honored the truth that it really sucked where I was.
yeah.
We weren't
Yeah.
sugarcoating that, but also there was on the other side of that some beauty. Like there was a beauty, there was value, right,
Yeah.
in that scar, value in that wound. And so I had to say, okay, let me take it to that next level. And so what happened was, I didn't realize that my writing and my posting these letters to myself were really being seen by anyone. And I remember going to the doctor's office, and I walked into the doctor's office, and there was a girl that was like, hey sis, girl. And I was oblivious. And I was just like, do 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 do, like ain't nobody talking. Like I don't know who's talking, but they sound happy.
Right.
And
Right.
they're like, hey, sis. And then they turn and they're like, Ty. And I said, oh, you're talking to me. And she's like, yes, hello, your writings. Like you put it on, like, I love it. But we talked about how me sharing and naming my truths and not sitting in that silence was helping healing others. And that started me to realizing the power of you showing up and you saying, yes, right? Because
Yeah.
I was just saying, yeah, all right, I'm going to write this. It's coming to me. Let me put it out here. And this book was kind of like,
I love it.
this was the baby from that. I was in such a place. I remember for my birthday, I went to visit my big sister who held space for me and loved me. And, um, and I'm like, I got to write this book. I'm going to finish this journal. So this journal, it has love letters in there. In the back, it has a place for you to do, manifest, your vision board or vision books, because I like to call mine a vision book. And
Yeah.
then we just have little love notes. And so this was one of the first journals. We will have other journals, and there will be a free digital journal. But I just wanted to share all of that because
Mm.
I think you need to know what we're getting into, what
Yeah.
someone is picking up, what you're really. I think there's an energy, and there's power in everything, and especially in our words, right? That's biblical. There's power in our words, so we want to make sure that we're not speaking things as if they're not. No, we're going to speak it truthfully. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's dark right now. Yes, you want to cry. Yes, you want to scream. Yes, you want to punch somebody in the throat. I get it.
Yes. Yeah, I
But
understand.
you know what we're going to do? We're going to sit with that, and
Yeah.
we're just going to sit with that, and we're just going to look at it with some curiosity and say, okay, well, why do we feel like we need to punch somebody in the throat? What
Yes.
is it that's triggering us? Why is it this? And that led me to this scars framework. So not only am I the CEO of the Crown Born Empire, right? I am the author of 11 books, right? So this one is my
Ooh,
this one is my 11th book, The Value of Your Scars. So I realize silence, comparison, avoidance, regret, shame, those are scars. And so, I mean, even hate. If you look at hate, hate is taking that comparison piece and the shame piece and combining those two, right? And
yeah.
look, and then it's hate. But if we can really kind of focus on love, if we can focus on being able to name it, really, we talked in the beginning, it was about silence and suffering and silence and secrets and those things that hurt us and that hurt others. We hold on to it and we suffer in silence. So the step number one is to name that. And so what I'm hoping to do when women, when my focus right now is women, because I just love us, especially as
Yeah.
Black women. But this healing is universal. Healing is for everyone. So I do eventually seeing this for everyone. But I always just would say, like, man, if we can just have women healed, if we can start with women being healed around the world, that will change everything,
It would change
because we are
You're
so
right.
powerful.
You're
Hmm.
right. And I think I love how you identify with making certain that any woman or any person identifies with their hurt. A lot of
Yeah.
times when you're not certain on what it is, you cannot start to heal or, you know, become better from it. And I
Hmm.
believe positivity, your positivity even, obviously is contagious. I mean, you went to the doctor's office and didn't even realize someone was quoting you to you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
you're in a happy mood. So I think that's because it's contagious. A lot of things we put our focus on, whether it's negative or positive,
Hmm.
it starts to rule. You ever
Right.
notice like the power of the mind in the world is when, like, sometimes when you have an eye on a certain car, let's just say a car, and you
Yes.
say, oh, I like this new Lexus truck, because that's me.
Yeah.
I love this new Lexus truck, right? And so then you go out to the store and you see like four of them, the
Yes.
same truck, and it's almost
Yep.
like it's starting to, like, just play in your face.
Yes.
I feel the same way with positivity
Hmm.
and being able to be a light and be have great things happen and come above life's or certain situations, because sometimes it's not just life giving you this. Sometimes we have a hand at it as well,
Right.
but we can also help ourselves recover from it. And I think it's important that, we as women, because this is SwagHer,
Yes.
know that, and, build from that. And I thank you so much, because that is great that you have dedicated your life lessons in, your time in the dark and feeling in
Yeah.
the, but again, you're a light, honey. You're a light now. You're
Thank
the
you.
brightest light, and it's beautiful, how you change the narrative for yourself, and you're actually applying that, and supporting other women and other people to do that. I love that. I love that story for us.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
love it too. I know I'm probably sound like a beauty queen when I'm like, I just want to see the world healed. Like
That's an that's an
that's my
answer.
wish and vision for the world.
Uh-huh.
I had to put on my beauty queen voice right
Sash.
there.
Mm-hmm,
So
uh-huh. And your sash and crown.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
But
And I,
yeah,
and I do wear my tiaras. I do wear my little crowns, because the crown is not. It's not a costume.
that's right.
It's really who we are, and so it's learning to embody that. Like each of us are royalty in our own way, but we just have to, as Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer would say, you got to change the way you look at things. And then the
Yes.
things that you look at will begin to change. And
Yes.
so it starts small. It starts really, really small. And I talk about that in my book, and I've shared it with so many people that I've kind of helped. I remember one in particular, because she's just like, I'm overwhelmed, but what you're saying, you're speaking your truths and doing it in such a way that it's making me feel seen. And I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
we deserve to be seen, and we deserve to be seen whole and complete, you
Yes.
know. And I told her, I said, and for me it was just, I wanted to feel good, you know. And so I was tired of feeling bad, of feeling, you know, confused, of being gaslit and not sure. I needed to get my own grounding. And so
Yeah.
in order for me to do that, I had to sit and pause and realize, like, that was my mantra. I intend to feel good. One of the saddest things that happened for me during this time, and I talk about it in my book, The Value of Your Scars. um, there was a time that my dad didn't hug me, right? So I was so hurt. I went up to family. We were visiting. It was for graduation. I went up to give my dad a hug. Girl, and he stepped back and he looked me up and down and just did that. And I was like, Dad, like, are you not going to hug me? My mom was like, you're not going to hug your daughter. But then I said, you know what? It's okay, because I intend to feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I intend to feel good. And I just breathe, and I had a conversation with myself, and I could feel the tears, and I could feel the heartache, and I could feel the breaks. But I just had to remind myself that I can still intend to feel good. And
That's
that
right.
this is just a journey. This isn't going to stop here. It's not going to stop until I feel good, because that's what I'm intending. So obviously this is just uh, part of the stops along the
Right.
journey,
Yep.
right? So eventually from that to where I am now, you're right. It is so important, especially the times that we're in right now. Like we just need to be able to name those things. And I'm a poet, you know. I was practicing one of those things. I said, okay, I was using AI. I said, okay, all right. I call her Sage. I said, okay, Sage, this is what we're gonna do. I've got a podcast coming up, so I want you to ask me a question and just, let me practice. And
Yes.
so Sage said, okay, tell me who you are. And I said, who am I? And I said, who am I? I am a queen, one like never before seen, black, beautiful, strong, and wise. My body's not the only thing that can mesmerize. Words of wisdom flowing from my lips surely would take your eyes from my hips.
Mm.
Up here, because you need to know this. Who am I? I am intrinsic, pragmatic, and divine. Girl, and so I just was like, ooh, because that was one of the poems that I wrote from one of my first books. I've got my
I
book of
love it.
poetry over there. It was my first book of poems. So I've always been like writing and just expressing and just me, but taking that and being able to see things, kind of differently, and just being able to map all of that. So I'm excited about the language, the healing, let me rephrase, the sovereign healing language that I have created, that has been given to me. And I'm saying I created it, but you know what? I know where it comes from.
That's
I'm
right.
just a vessel. I'm just living that, because let me tell you, sometimes I read back and I'm like, ooh, I wrote that.
Right.
Like, thank you for telling. I used to have dreams all the time. I used to wake up and then my dreams would tell me what I need to write. And so I would wake up and I would just write
Mhm.
it. You know what I mean? But it would come from my dreams. And it's just sometimes that knowing, like that inspired thought, right? And so you just have to learn to be open to that, to be connected to that. But you have to be whole. You've got to make sure that you know that you are whole. And it's about putting those pieces together. It's about, you know, looking at it and not just putting flowers in it, because some of you might not like flowers. I like flowers. Okay, you can send them to me anytime. I will not deny flowers or plants or any of that stuff. Green, I like green too, so you can buy some product stuff, but no, but But it's just a matter of looking at it and saying, like, it's like, it's gold, right? You are gold. The scars are really the gold through your wounds. It's
Yes, it
being
is.
able to talk about it in a way that is healing. And we're called to talk. We're called to teach. We're called to share our stories and not hide in silence and shame. We're called not to sit here and compared with the left and the right. We're supposed to just say, this is what I see in you. And
Yeah.
and if people are mirrors, I only want to see the light that's in them. And if that makes me wrong, if that makes me naive, you know what? I'm just going to sit here and smile, because I know what I'm claiming, I know what I'm speaking, I know what I believe, and I believe in goodness. I believe because I intend to feel good, and I believe
I
in
love
that.
that. I love
So,
that. I think it's important, as you
yeah.
said, to see the light in everyone.
Yeah.
Because I mean, often we get lost in, like, you can be 100%, well, 99%, and the 1% that you just, messed up, or bad
Mhm.
decision, or, you know, people
Right.
will focus on that 1% and not the 99 of all of the great things you contributed.
Right.
And I love that. I think that's important. And that's why sisterhood, the SwagHer Sisterhood segment, is important for me. Women
Mhm.
all across, a lot, and I'm finding this out. To be honest with you, I used to think I was a little odd, because I initially in middle school used to write poetry a lot, to
Mhm.
the point where now, like, when I hear some of these songs, these R&B songs, I'm like, I wrote that.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote half of that hook. Like, like case missing you. I
Yeah.
wrote like half of that song.
Yeah.
It was a little different. The cadence was off, but I
Right.
wrote that. So, and I just love how a lot of us can relate to each other,
Yes.
and how our journey is yet still different and
Yes.
custom for our to overcome. And
Yeah.
I love that. I love hearing this. I love not just hearing the, oh, I had a great life and it was just, I love hearing the darkness, like you said, the
Yeah.
darkness that you turned and changed, again, the narrative of it. Because that's inspiring.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
inspiring. So yeah, I really, really appreciate your time. I have also, again, as I mentioned, a podcast, Culture Club with the
Yeah.
K Conversations. I would love for you to come on, and we can call it a crown party, and we'll all wear our crowns.
I love that.
I'm the
Yes.
empress,
Yes.
so
Let's do
yeah.
it. Let's do
And
it.
so we'll schedule that. But let me again thank the amazing, supportive, loving friend, Sarah Green. Thank you, honey, for taking the time to not just, because she has her own podcast and she's
Yes.
doing her own thing and she
Yes.
has life going on. So she took the time to actually refer and say, hey, and she gave me like a whole bio. She's super amazing. Like, she's your hype man.
Yeah. I tell her, I said, Sarah, you're like my visibility expert. You just help me. She is so incredible. And I definitely, if it's okay, encourage everyone to
Yes.
go check out her podcast as well. Understaffed. She talks about a lot of relevant stuff, real stuff, and she is
Hmm.
just an incredible human. I just love how
Yeah.
we just meet so many incredible humans. And we
Yes.
just, it's just passing along the light, and there's
It
enough.
is.
I mean,
And
the
the
sun
love.
don't be like, let me not shine because the moon's coming out. No, the shine
Shine.
is like, ah,
Shine.
come on.
And
Yeah.
it's amazing that, us women,
Yes.
we're able to feel comfortable and to share friends and other people and resources with others. That's no
Yes.
gatekeeping. And
Yes.
that's one of the things that our Culture Club always pushes, no gatekeeping.
Yes.
So I love that. I thank you, Sarah. I thank you, SwagHer. And I thank you,
Yes.
Ty, for coming on. And it won't be your last, because we have so much more to talk about, because you have so much. But everyone, please go to Amazon, and get some of these books and journals, because again, she has 11 of them. But if you want to start with, hey sis, I love that. And that's the one I'm going to get first, because that is
Love it.
actually great work to work your real life, out in a journal,
Yeah.
and be able to, like, put it all on paper. And it's already like the systems of everything. Each page is all created for it to be a bit of organization
Yeah.
for you to get it all out.
Absolutely.
So I love it. I love you, sister. And thank you so much. Tell everyone where they can find you on all social media platforms.
Yes, yes. So I love you too. I'm so happy to be here. So I know Tosombra Adecia is going to be on all the social media platforms. So believe it or not, there is more than one Tosombra out there.
Oh,
So Tosombra Adecia, that is me. That is your crown born empire. You can go to crownbornempire.com. You can put that in. You can find more information, the free journals, all the good stuff. They'll have all of the links, but definitely would love some reviews, especially if you've read the books, 5-star reviews. Follow me, let's engage more than anything. Let's
absolutely.
engage. Let's continue to show up, to heal, and just be with each other and love and light, right? Because we all intend to feel good, right? Come on.
It does.
Yep.
Thank you so much, SwagHer. Thank you, and you have a wonderful Sunday.
Bye.